Hi, I'm Bob Gallery, Massachusetts President for Bank of America. Bank of America is proud to participate in Common Sense, a program that you're about to see, which focuses on the importance of financial education. This program features high school students in a bit of a competition, answering questions having to do with financial issues they face in their own lives. We hope you enjoy Common Sense, and remember, it's never too early or too late to learn as much as you can about the financial issues facing all of us.
A couple quick questions here. Money. First of all, the dollar bill. Whose face is on the dollar bill?
Benjamin Franklin? Lincoln.
No.
Wait,
No, Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, snap.
Obama.
George Washington.
Who's Ben Bernanke?
I don't know.
The president of this bank? Question mark.
I've heard the name.
The head of
The
what?
Treasury Department.
What does ATM stand for?
I have no idea.
Automated teller machine.
Money.
Machine.
Machine.
Automated telling machine.
What does the Fed do?
The Federal Department of Regulation.
They print money.
They print money.
They adjust the interest rates of loans that they loan out to other banks.
What is the largest bill currently printed by the United States government?
$100
$1,000 bill?
But I thought it was a million, but I'm not sure.
The New York Stock Exchange. Where's it located?
on Wall Street.
Not sure.
New York City.
Oh, snap.
Welcome everybody, welcome. Give me a round of applause. Hey! We're at the Common Sense competition, the financial education competition here at the State House. It's Ramiro from Jammin' 94.5. You already know who I am, don't pretend like you don't. This guy, nobody knows who he is. But he's very important. His name is Jeff Fuhrer. He's the Executive Vice President and Senior Policy Advisor at the Federal Reserve.
Yes.
Yeah!
Thank you. Thank you.
What does that mean? I don't know. So Jeff, give us a quick synopsis of what you do.
So what I'd say is I spend a lot of time worrying about how the economy's doing, and when things aren't going well, I give advice to folks who try to fix it. That's my job.
Beautiful. Yeah. Do we understand now? Yeah.
Yeah, now you got it.
I still don't get it. Anyway, here to tell us why this competition is very important for us and why we're all here today is my friend. We hang out. He's cool. David Florine. My boy.
Thanks, Ramiro, and hello, everyone. Hello. You're all here to learn about money and how to manage your own. Mass Bankers Association, which represents all of the 195 banks across Massachusetts, from the largest and the smallest, from Pittsfield to Provincetown, is glad that you're here. This is an important event to help all of us and help all of you learn a little bit more about managing your money. We are the association. We provide legislative, research, advocacy services to all of the 64,000 people that work in your banks across the state. And this is an important part of what we do for them and for you. I would also like to thank those who are the reason why we're here today. The 5 banks, again, from across the state, they are representative of the many banks that are very active in supporting particularly these institutions, financial education in their communities. Bank of America, Cape Cod 5-cent Savings Bank on the Cape, Danvers Bank in the North Shore, Citizens Union Bank in southeastern Massachusetts, and in western Massachusetts, People's Bank. They, again, are the reason that we're here. We thank them for making this whole event possible. So let's get on with the program.
Thank you, David. All right. He's much more lively on the weekend, trust me. So here's a weird statistic for you, okay? Parents are actually more likely to talk to their kids about sex education than financial education. How creepy is that? How creepy is that? So how many of you guys here, how many of you guys own cars? Anybody here own a car? You got a car? You got a car? Cell phones? Everyone got a cell phone, right? Anyone here pay your own bills? How many people here pay their own bills? Crickets. Nice. Man, it's a good thing you're here. You're going to learn about all this stuff, okay? So here's the deal. Let me just flip this right quick. What we're going to be doing today is asking some questions to test how much you know about money. As you can tell by your T-shirts, we got 2 teams here. We got the blue team. What up,
Blue team, yes! Blue team.
We got the green team.
Yes, green team.
We have 50 students here today, Jeff. They're representing schools across Massachusetts. Let me shout out the students. Here's the cool thing, though. They're not split up. The teams aren't one school versus another. You guys are all mixed up. So some of you guys are with friends, and then you're with strangers. So it's pretty cool. We got Barnstable High School from Hyannis here in the house. Where you at? Where you at? Why do I feel like teachers only clapped and no students? Falmouth High School, where you at? New Bedford High School, there it is. Oh! BMC Durfee? Yeah. Bam! Danvers High School? Yeah. City on a Hill Charter School, Roxbury? Chicopee Comprehensive High School, Chicopee? The High School of Science and Technology in Springfield. Oh! This guy just clapped for 2 schools. Here's how it's gonna work, okay? Each of you guys have a people meter on you, okay? These things are used to answer the questions. We got 20 multiple choice questions. It's gonna be broken down to 4 rounds. The team with the most number of correct answers on each question will win the points. First round and second round is 5 points. Third round, 10 points each question, and the fourth round is worth 20 points. The reason they set it up like that is if for some reason you guys are just getting smoked in the first 3 rounds, you actually still have a chance to come back and win this thing. So you won't be like, oh, we're out of here, we're gonna lose. You're gonna have 10 seconds to answer each question, and after 10 seconds, I'm gonna announce the correct answer, and Jeff is gonna give us some information regarding the answer, break it down a little more to make it easy for you guys. Like I said, although you guys are working as a team, you're still answering as individuals. So the reason that I'm telling you this is that so you don't start discussing the answers with each other, because let's say, for example, that you don't know the answer to a question, and your friend next to you thinks they know the answer to a question, and they give you the answer. Now you got 2 people who got the question wrong. You know what I'm saying? So each of you guys answer individually. Does that make any sense to you? Yeah. Just making sure. Just making sure. Unless you want to help out, the kids in the back. Anyway, so the team with the most points at the end will be declared the Common Sense champion, and we'll be leaving with fabulous prizes. Oh! So, round 1, here we go. There are 5 steps in the financial planning process. What should be the first step in the process? Is it 1, create a plan, 2, find out what others do, 3, set goals, or 4, make a decision and take action? 10 seconds. All right.
Time's up.
Let's see what the answer is. The correct answer is 3, set goals. 52% of you guys, that's just a little over half, knew that? What is wrong with the rest of you guys? Who actually said find out what others do? Are you kidding me?
Did they know anything?
Are you kidding me? You know how usually it's like 3 kind of could be right and 1 like definitely not right answer? That's a definitely not right answer. So 52% of you guys got that one correct. Congratulations to you. And everyone else, good luck. Question number 2 now. A plan for managing money, dividing up expected income and expenses among spending and savings options based on personal goals during a given time period is called what? Is it 1, spending payments, 2, installment payments, 3, budget, or 4, fixed payments? 10 seconds now. All right. The correct answer is...
Oh, look at that.
budget. Bam!
Yes. Boom.
You have redeemed yourselves. Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah.
There we go. Beautiful.
Hey, let me say something about budgets, though. So it's great that you guys almost all got the right answer. Budgets are really important, but what a lot of people do is they make a budget. They write down how much I'm going to spend on food and my car and my cell phone bill, and then they never look at it again. No, 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 no. The value of the budget is you keep going back and checking and say, I said I was going to spend this much on food and on my cell phone. What did I actually spend? Where do I need to make adjustments? That's important. So it's great you got the budget right. So you should start making a budget now. But don't put it in a drawer somewhere. Use it. Keep comparing it to what you actually spend. That's the value of it.
Boom.
Boom.
Question number 3. What do you call the amount of a loss you must pay out of your own pocket before the insurance company will step in and pay the rest? Is it 1, collision, 2, premium, 3, term life, or 4, deductible? 10 seconds. All right. Wow, look
Nice
at that.
job.
80% you guys nailed it. Deductible. Bam.
Well done.
We got a smart crew here. Smart and sexy. Question number 4. Credit is important when you need to what? 1, finance college. 2, buy a car. 3, get a job. Or 4, all of the above. 10 seconds begins now. You know what's funny? Before I was even done asking the question, I saw people like, shut up, I already know the answer to this one. So I'm very curious to see how we did. Look at that, 82%. All of the above. Very good, guys.
Nice
very
job.
good, very good, very good. You guys are very smart. Why is establishing, because you always see those commercials that are like, oh, you know, what's your credit score, blah, 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 blah. So why is establishing good credit important?
So that, you know, there's going to come a time in your life where you're going to want to finance your education perhaps, or purchase a car, or maybe down the road if you're lucky, purchase a home. To do that, you're going to have to borrow money. Borrowing money is fine as long as you do it sensibly. To be able to borrow money, you have to have established a good credit record. What does that mean? It just means that whatever you owe, you pay it every single month and you pay it on time. No skip payments, no late payments. That establishes a good credit record. Then you will be able to get the financing to buy those things that will help you move your life and your career forward.
Beautiful.
So it's critical.
Very critical. Are you remembering this? Are you? Question number 5. This will end round 1. There is a cost to borrow money. What's it called? Is it 1, interest, 2, price, 3, principal, or 4, disinterest? 10 seconds now. Let's see how we did. Wow. Wow, 96%. You guys are right.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Interest. All right, so that's the end of round 1. We're going to come back next with round 2 and the scores. Hang on. I can't wait.
Did you know that the study of currency and the history of money is known as numismatics, and that throughout history, before bills and coins, various populations worldwide used clamshells, conch shells, tulip bulbs, ivory, clay, live animals, and grain as currency. As long as it could be divided and it was scarce, it could be money.
All right, welcome back to the Common Sense Competition. All right, so before we kick off round 2, let me give you the scores for round 1. I believe the score was blue team 15.
Yeah.
Green team 0. No, I'm only kidding. Green team 10. 10. That's good. That's good.
All right.
You're still in it. Round 2 is also worth 5 points a question. Okay? And now, we have a special guest today to ask our next question. Representative Alice Peisch. She's here from the Norfolk District and serves as a House Chair on the Joint Committee on Education. She's also a member of the Special Joint Committee on Redistricting. Okay. I don't know what that means. Please welcome Representative Alice Peisch.
Thank you very much. I think it's very appropriate that you are all here dealing with issues of financial literacy and education at the State House, because the Education Committee that I chair is considering a proposal that would require that all grades, kindergarten through 12th, have some sort of financial literacy requirement. So I'm just curious as to 2 questions for you all. This is just, don't press your buttons, just raise your hands. Or how many of you have had some kind of education in these things in your schools as part of the regular curriculum that everybody has to have? So that would suggest there's a need for this. And how many of you think it would be a good idea? Oh, all right. So I will take that back to the committee and let them know that we have an unscientific sample of public school students that believe we need to have more education and financial literacy.
100% of the students want it. We did a poll, and
Right,
100%
right.
of the students
Right.
want to do it.
So, next question is, which of these bills can affect your credit? Medical bills, car loans, student loans, or all of the above?
Oh,
100%. That was
So that's great. The correct answer you all knew was all of the above, which is as I was watching the first round, I don't know, did we have 100% on any other questions?
no,
So
the
that's
first
great.
one.
So I'm encouraged to see that we're improving as time goes on. So I'm wondering, in what ways, Jeff, can these bills affect your credit?
So first I want to say 100% is terrific. It turns out you cannot get higher than 100%. That's it. So you hit the max already, so that's terrific. So all of these bills can affect your credit because there are folks out there who are tracking your payments. If you make a payment on a regular and timely basis, as we said earlier, every month you make the payment, it's never late, you get a great credit score. If any one of these bills is late or missed completely, that's a mark against your credit score, and you're going to be less able to get credit as you go along. So all of those things affect it, so it's really important to keep track of all your bills. Pay them all, pay them on time.
Thank you. Next question.
So the next question is, over time, which will cause you to spend more on clothing purchases? Planning ahead for your purchases? Shopping at discount stores? Buying the latest trends? Or buying quality clothes?
10 seconds.
Ah, 90%. That's still very good. And I think this question actually was not quite as easy to figure out as the last one. Particularly, I noticed that if I'm reading that chart right, 10% also said buying quality clothes. I think that goes to show that some of you appreciate that sometimes quality costs more than the discount, and that could, in fact, increase your spending at the moment. But I think the key to this question, and you always have to focus on every word in the question, is over time. So over time, if you buy something of quality, you're likely to save money because it's going to last you longer. But I'm very encouraged to see that 90% knew that buying the latest trends is not necessarily the best way to save money. So congratulations. Good work.
Thank you very much. Representative Tice.
Thank you.
Next question. What is the youngest age at which you can obtain a credit card under your own signature? 1, 16, 2, 18, 3, 20, or 4, 21? 10 seconds. Let's see here. 95%, man, you guys are good. Except that that's the wrong answer. Oh. The right answer is 21. You see people got 3% there? 3% of you. 21. 21. I would have gotten that answer wrong too, though, I'm not going to lie.
But there's a reason for that, right? Because that actually changed. So it used to be that you could get a credit card at the age of 18. It was just last year they changed the law to raise it to 21. So there's exceptions to that. It may not be fair. So you can still get it at 18 if you can show that you're making enough income to support having a credit card, or if you get someone to co-sign with you, someone who's got income coming in the door. But other than that, it's 21 now. One of the reasons they did that is that they found that 82% of college students who had credit cards were carrying balances from month to month. And when we talk about revolving credit later on, that is really expensive. The interest rates that are charged on those credit cards when you carry the balance from month to month are 10 to 25%. That is huge. That mounts up at a tremendous rate. So that's why they changed it.
There you go. Now you know.
That's why I'm here.
We all learned something. I don't know the answers to these questions. I'm like, see?
Could be.
All right, question number 9. You have a revolving credit card. It means, 1, credit is repeatedly available up to a specified amount as repayments are made. 2, the APR changes based on the prime rate. 3, the bank has the right to raise the APR after several later missed payments. Or 4, the bank allows you to charge product monthly. 10 seconds. the way, I'm a grown man. I don't know the answer to this question either. 45% of you said 1, credit is repeatedly available up to a specified amount as repayments are made, and you are correct. Very nice. That's still less than half of the room. It looks like a lot of people were confused. Let's see, a lot of you picked 3. Did a lot of people kind of just like go, with this one and just hope that you got it right? The people who got it wrong? Be honest.
It's okay to admit it.
Well, I would have done the same thing. Next question. This is the last question of round 2. Which type of debt involves monthly payments that are not fixed? Is it 1, college loan, 2, mortgage, 3, credit card, or 4, car payment? 10 seconds. Let's see the answer. Credit card, 91% of you. 91% of you were correct. Good job. You guys, you're doing phenomenal. Everybody feel good so far? Like, does anybody feel like, what am I doing here? I have no idea what's going on right now. Do you guys feel like you're learning something? Yeah? So do I. All right, so that is the end of round 2. We're going to come back next with round 3 and the scores.
Did you know that in the U.S., the first bills were called greenbacks, after the green ink used on the backs of the bills? And the name check, spelled either way here, is derived from the game of chess. Putting the king in check means his choices are limited, just like a modern-day check that limits the possibilities of forgery and alteration.
Hey, welcome back to Common Sense. Welcome back. Welcome back. Romero, Jeff, the Fire Fuhrer from the Federal Reserve. Now you can all say you have a friend in the Federal Reserve. Make sure and get his number and call him up whenever you have any questions concerning your finances.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Text him. He'll help you out. All right, so now, at the end of round 1, it was 15-10 blue team. Green team, do you think you have the lead now or what? You think you have the lead? Blue team, do you think you're still winning? No. Let's see the scores after round 2. Whoa! A dead heat. It's tied. We didn't even set it up like this. This is perfect. Now here's the thing. Yeah, they're textbookless. You guys should be smoking them. So here's the thing now for round 3. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. You have the possibility.
That's twice as much, isn't it? That's twice as much.
Let me think about that.
Yeah, wait, 5, 10, absolutely.
I'm going to believe him. He's the math guy. You have the ability to pull away in this one. Let's see. Or you guys could just boom. So you guys ready for round 3 now? I feel like the green team has a little more chemistry than the blue team.
Yeah, what can you do about that? Can we just get a little noise
Just
here
saying,
for that blue team?
You know, it's like
yes.
Not
Good.
that, by the way, not that what you guys are doing is wrong. I just feel you guys are a little more business. Like, you know.
Well, maybe they know the answers.
I don't know, 24 players, 24 cabs. Like, these guys are going to go out and party later, hang out. You guys are like, hey, man, it's great working with you. I'll see you when I see you. Holla. Anyway, here we go, round 3. Focus. Brianna. Here we go. These questions are worth 10 points each. Question number 1. Which form of payment provides consumers with the greatest protection if the customer has a dispute with a product or service? Is it 1, cash, 2, credit card, 3, debit card, or 4, check? You have 10 seconds. Come on, this one should be a no-brainer. Whoa, hold on a second.
We got to talk about that.
Yeah, Jeff, we need to discuss this.
We have to talk about that.
You guys, first of all, that should be 100% on credit card. And most of you guys answered cash.
So,
can you please explain?
So what happens to cash after you give it to the merchant? Where does it go? Who knows, right? That's the thing. Here's another thing. Did you know that 50% of the cash in circulation that the government puts in circulation is overseas somewhere? It's not even here. It's being used for things we have no idea and probably don't want to know. Cash, not so safe. Remember that. Credit card's the right answer. We'll talk about that more.
Y'all learning something, huh?
See?
Next question. Negative financial information, excluding bankruptcy, can stay on your credit report for how many years? Is it 1, 2 years, 2, 5 years, 3, 7 years, or 4, 10 years? 10 seconds. Let's see. 7 years, 56% of you said that is the correct answer. Can you, I actually need you to explain why people should care about this, Jeff, because I have some friends who believe that they think that you could be like a mess, and then 7 years later, it's like, hey, I can start over. It's great. It's cool.
So you make a mistake. You miss a payment, as we discussed earlier. You miss a payment or you're late a payment. You don't think much of it. 2 years later, you're going in to buy a car. You're all set to sign the deal, and the guy comes out and says, sorry, it's not going to happen. Why is that? Because you missed a payment, it's on your credit record, and we're not going to lend you the money for it. You got to keep track of those things. Every one of those payments makes a difference. So that's why it matters, and it sticks around for some time, as you know from the answer.
There we go. Next question. If you make a purchase with a credit card, you have 1, the same protection as if you used cash, 2, additional protection, 3, fewer responsibilities, or 4, no protection. 10 seconds. All right, I heard a couple people groaning with this one, so I'm very curious. 100%?
Oh.
Additional protection, you nailed it. You nailed it. Real quick, why'd you groan?
No, I knew the answer.
You knew the answer? Oh, okay.
He was up all night studying.
That's the most evil sounding yawn ever. All right, here we go. Next question. How much time do you have to report suspected credit fraud and not be held liable? Is it 1, 7 days, 2, 30 days, 3, 60 days, or 4, 90 days? 10 seconds. Time's up. Let's see. 72%. You said 30 days. 72% of you are wrong. 11% of you are correct. 60 days.
So that's important, right? That's important. Do you know what happens after 60 days if you don't report it? So even though maybe someone took your credit card number and it was a fraudulent use of your credit card, after 60 days, you could be liable for the whole thing. You could have to pay for it, even though you didn't make the purchase. So that also means if you have a credit card, you got to be watching all the time when your bill comes in to make sure everything that's on there is something that you actually paid for, because if not, you got to make a quick phone call. That's the lesson from that one.
Yes. So if you got that wrong, now remember, 60 days.
60 days.
Last question of round 3. John. We'll give a guy a name. His name is John. His credit card is co-signed by his mother. Let's call her Tammy. If he does not pay his bill, then what? 1, John's credit record will not be affected. 2, his mother's credit record will not be affected. 3, both of their credit records will be affected. Or 4, both of their credit records will not be affected. 10 seconds. Let's see. Boom, 94%, you got it right.
Good job.
Some of you just thought it would go on your mom, wouldn't it? Like, it's all good. She's like the adult. It's all good. I'm safe. All right. That's the end of round 3. Jeff, what are your thoughts so far?
I'm really impressed by the number of answers that are in the 90% range where people, again, that means that you've got good common sense. You know something about finance. There's a few areas you might want to touch up on a bit, right? There's a couple where we got very few of the right answers, and those are ones that actually matter for your financial future. So I would think about those. You'll learn that going out of here. You'll remember those answers. But I'm really impressed by the overall level of knowledge compared to the video we saw where people are totally clueless. You guys actually know something, so that's good to see. So congratulations on that. Thank you. Yeah.
There it is. Real quick, one more question. This is a very good question. Is it true that Americans under the age of 25 are filing for bankruptcy faster than any other age group?
So what's actually the case is Americans under 25, the rate at which they're filing for bankruptcy is growing at the fastest rate. They still got to catch up with the folks between ages 35 and 44, but at the rate they're going, they may catch up with them. So that's a warning sign. It's just folks who are younger, not all using credit wisely. Think about what happened over the last 3 years in the economy, the financial crisis, people getting in trouble with mortgages. That's a good lesson to take away. Got to use credit wisely.
Use credit wisely. Okay, that is the end of round 3. Coming back, we have round 4, which is worth 20 points each. Oh! And we're also going to find out what the score is so far. This is Common Sense. Stay with us, please. Hey!
Did you know that in the U.S. there are 2 credit cards for every member of the population? And that the first record of loans, deposits, currency validation, and exchange occurred in the 18th century BC in Babylon?
Welcome back to Common Sense, everybody. We're back. That's Jeff. I'm Ramiro. I'm the brains. He brings the sexy.
That's what I do.
So before we kick off,
contain yourself.
Before we kick off round number 4, let's see at the end of 3 rounds which team is winning. Scores, please. Green team. In the face! In the face! Blue team, come on, man. You started off hot, then they tied it up. They're just slowly creeping up.
No.
They close the textbooks.
Yeah,
Fair and square. Yeah. Fair and square.
Here's the deal now. These are the toughest questions of all. Each question is worth 20 points.
20. That's 4 times as much as round 1 and twice as much as round 3.
That's why he's here.
That's why I'm here. That's to do the math.
That's
what
here.
I do.
All right, you guys
so
ready?
Anybody can, obviously you can easily make up this difference at 20 points a question, easily. So get to it.
Here we go. First question. A credit report is 1, a loan and bill payment history. 2, your credit line with your financial institution. 3, a list of your financial assets and liabilities. Or 4, your monthly credit card statement. 10 seconds. Yeah. 50%, half of you.
Okay.
You got that right. The thing is, y'all should have got it right because it's very, very important to have a credit report, and Jeff's going to tell us why.
You bet it is. So how many of you answered it was your monthly credit card statement? Anybody answer that? You're not going to admit that, are you? No, okay. So I withdraw the question. But yeah, I think Ramiro's right. Everyone should have gotten the answer to this because your credit report is really important. We've already talked about that today. Every bill payment that you make on time and everyone that you miss, everyone that you're late, shows up on your credit report and it stays there. And it's very easy for anyone who might want to lend you money to get that report, and that would stop you from getting the loan. So very important thing to keep track of.
There it is. Next question. What is compound interest? Is it 1, interest that accrues on the initial principal and the accumulated interest of a principal deposit, loan, or debt? 2, interest that is calculated by multiplying the interest rate by the principal by the number of periods? 3, annual rate of interest to be paid on an investment? Or 4, an interest rate that has been adjusted to remove the effects of inflation to reflect the real cost of funds to the borrower? And that is why these questions are worth 20 points. 10 seconds. All right. 42% of you got it correct. That's less than half. But that is the correct answer. Interest that accrues on the initial principal and the accumulated interest of a principal deposit, loan, or debt. Come on, we all know what that means.
So this is really important. In economics, we actually call this the miracle of compound interest because things add up really quickly. So it works both ways. If you're borrowing money and the interest rate is high, and you have to pay interest not on only the amount that you borrowed, but on the interest that you accrued, interest on that, and then the interest on all of that, it adds up really fast. Remember I said earlier the credit card interest rates were 10 to 25%? At that rate, you are accumulating the interest cost at a huge rate. Your bill will go up really, really fast. Now, the good news is the miracle also works on the other side. If you're saving money and you put it away, you put $100 in the bank, maybe you have $110 with the $10 of interest, say, the next year, you get interest on that $10 also, as well as on the original principal that you put in. So the miracle works both ways, but it's particularly worrisome on the borrowing side, especially if you're at a high interest rate vehicle like a credit card.
All right.
So it's a miracle. We're talking about miracles here.
Next question. Next 20-point question, by the way. You invest $10,000 in hopes of doubling your money. The account you put the money into is paying 2%. How long will it take your money to double if you don't invest any additional funds? Will it take 1, 4.5 years? Will it take 2, 9 years? Will it take 3, 18 years? Or 4, 36 years? 10 seconds. Everybody wants to double their money. How long is it going to take? 33%. 36 years.
That's a long time.
Just to double 10 grand?
That's because 2% is a pretty small interest rate, so that miracle is not working so vigorously. If it was 10%, it would double in 7 years. If it was 7%, it would double in about 10 years. So you keep track. It means keep track of the interest rate. It does say how well that miracle of compound interest will be working for you or against you.
Everybody who said 4.5 years is like, no. No. All right, next question. What is revolving debt? Is it 1, debt that typically has a variable interest rate and open-ended term and payments based on a percentage of the balance? 2, when your mother chases you around the kitchen table because you borrowed money without asking?
That's the revolving part. I got it.
3, debt that has a fixed interest rate. Or 4, the kind of debt you'll have as a result of taking out a loan for college. 10 seconds. $85%.
Yes.
Bam.
Yeah.
You answered 1. I'm not going to reread that because I messed up reading it the first time. That is typically the percentage of balance. That's revolving debt. Good for you. All right, last question. How many days after you receive your bank statement, either by mail or electronically, do you have to file a dispute about a debit card transaction? Is it 1, 7 days? Is it 2, 60 days? Is it 3, 45 days? Or is it 4, 30 days? 10 seconds. $60 days. 38% of you got that right. 44 said 30 days. I mean, I don't think this is stuff that people should know off the top of their head anyway.
Yeah, no,
so
that was a hard
like,
question. I'm
yeah.
not sure I remembered the answer to that, except I was looking over his shoulder, so.
I don't know the answer to these questions.
Who knows?
So, Jeff, why should people even review their bank statements? You know, you get them in the mail and stuff like that, and most people go like this, whatever, trash.
So a couple of reasons, right? One of the first questions we talked about was the budget. And I said the thing to do with your budget is not just to write it down, but then compare it to the expenses you actually make. You do that by looking at your bank statement. You say, oh, I said I was going to spend $30 on my cell phone bill. It came in at 64. I'm over budget. That's a problem. The second one, though, is, as we said, on your bank statement, you just always want to make sure that everything on the bank statement is something you know about, that you initiated, because if not, maybe that someone has stolen your personal information. And that's something that's increasing in frequency around the country, this theft of personal information and misusing your financial information. So you always want to check that to make sure that it's really stuff that you did.
This is stuff you could be bringing home and teaching your parents. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure some of you, like, you have parents who are like, oh, yeah, bank statement, whatever, bill. And you're like, Mom, Dad,
Mom.
Have you know what compound interest is?
The miracle of compound interest.
Revolving debt? Because I'm going to tell you right now what it is. It's debt that typically has a variable interest rate and open-ended term and payments that are based on a percentage of the balance.
That was amazing what he just did.
You should know what that means,
Perfect.
Mom and Dad.
That was perfect.
All right.
He's a financial wizard.
I'm a guru.
He is.
So, now the competition is done. Hopefully, you all did your best. We're going to get the final scores after this break. Hey!
Did you know about 30 million U.S. pennies are produced each day, which is 1,040 pennies every second? And that the word millionaire first popped up in literature in the 1826 novel Vivian Grey by Benjamin Disraeli. What's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire? A billion is 1,000 million.
We are back to Common Sense. Woo! So, we have a winner. We have a winner. Before, though, I announce the winner, I want to give a big shout out to everybody who helped make this little thing here we're doing possible. Bank of America, a wonderful sponsor, Bank of America. Woo! Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank. Woo! Citizens Union Savings Bank. Denver's Bank. People's Bank. And the Massachusetts Bankers Association. Finally. Do we have a drum roll sound effect? No?
Nice.
We do
Good
now.
job, yes. Nice.
Green team, do you think you did it? Yeah. Blue team, do you think you did it?
The tension is almost palpable.
The winning team. By the way, in case of a tie, we will have a bonus round. Yes. But there's no tie. Somebody won and somebody lost. We're going to find out right now who the winning team is. Winning by a score of 105 to 95. It was close, but not close enough for the losers. The winning team is the blue team. Blue team. You brought it back. Green team, you were so
Big
close.
comeback.
You were so close. The blue team, you guys have won $1 million. Just kidding. No, you do take home fabulous prizes, though, and of course, green team, you will take home parting gifts. And you have made friends for life. Friends for life. That's what it's all about.
And you learned something.
That's right, and you learned
You
something
had fun,
too.
but you learned something.
That's what revolving debt, bring it home to mom and dad.
That's right.
Hey, it's Ramiro, Jeff from the Federal Reserve. He's going to be performing nightly now.
Every
he
night.
loves this. He's quitting the Federal
I got
Reserve.
it's all over. This is what I do now.
He's the man. Hey, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Common Sense.